As a content creator, I often hear, don't read your comments, because people use the comment section online for their hot takes, their hate bait, and to get attention, even if it's just for a day. And I never liked posting things and not look at the reactions, as I have never been a sender only, but I love interaction with people who watch my content. But on my main channel, I have noticed a shift in tone. It started pretty subtle, but then more and more comments were held back for moderation. And while my content didn't change, the tone of the community did. But why? Hate content took over my niche, and it shaped the way the community interacted with every other creator as well. And this can ruin a whole niche, and I'll tell you why. So what is rage bait or rage farming, and why does it work so well? Rage bait is the post, and rage farming is the act of posting rage bait. Rage bait is content that is created to provoke anger and emotional reaction from the viewer or the reader. Often it is leading to an increased engagement through shares, comments, and discussions. Rage bait often disguises itself as genuine concern or a heartfelt plea, sometimes even an innocent question, making it more approachable for the kind and well-meaning individuals. It might present itself as an important issue that needs attention, a passionate opinion, or even a call for justice. And that way it lures in empathetic people who want to make a positive impact. I have 3 examples here how rage bait can look like. First, a strong opinion. People who still like Taylor Swift are literally the problem with society. Stop supporting this garbage and grow up. And this post makes a sweeping negative statement, and it is designed to provoke defensiveness from fans, but also agreement from the ones who don't like Taylor Swift. The tone confronts and leaves no room for nuance, and it ensures that it will spark an argument. Next, we have the heartfelt plea. It is so heartbreaking that nobody cares about family values anymore. Why are we all just standing by and letting this happen? You should all be ashamed. And while this appears sincere, this plea uses guilt and shame to stir emotions. It positions the poster as morally superior to the reader, and others are complicit, and that's encouraging backlash from those who feel accused or defensive. And now, the innocent question. Am I the only one who thinks Star Wars is completely overrated? Like, what do people even see in it? And while this question seems harmless, it is phrased in a way that dismisses others' opinions and likes, and that invites conflict. The fans of Star Wars are likely to jump in to defend it, or they created a heated debate that boosts the engagement. All these 3 things, did you feel the urge to say something about it? The human brain has one big task, and that is to keep us alive. And for keeping us alive, it is important that we can recognize dangers and threats to our lives and act accordingly. And therefore we have learned to give dangerous and negative emotions and experiences more attention than the positive ones. Because hey, being alive is more important than being happy, at least if you look from an evolutionary standpoint. And while being in a cave and trying to be safe from a saber-toothed tiger is a very good reason to look out for dangerous signs, these days the saber-toothed tigers have become less of a problem. Many of us live a pretty protected and safe life, and we have the luxury to worry about the things that don't threaten our existence. But unfortunately, our brain has not gotten that memo about it. And while our cave-dwelling ancient family members survived only because of that, our brain still tries to accomplish what it did back then. But without existential threats, it is looking for them. Because if you haven't found them yet, it just means you haven't looked well enough. And so it will still seek the negative signals. Aside from our safety, we also seek our tribe. We seek the people who agree with us, that make us feel safe, the people who are our people. Seeing something that is so enragingly false or against your own opinion, it makes you question if you are at the right spot or if they are. And on the other hand, do you know the feeling when something is so good that gives you the uncanny feeling that something might not be right? That is your brain telling you to stay alert and look harder for the negative thing that is hiding within the good. We can see it often when someone publicly falls from grace because a story became public that made the person look less good than they presented themselves. It doesn't even have to be a big thing. Then people will say, I always had a bad feeling about him. And that's the brain looking for the danger and the satisfaction to have finally found the negative thing in the good thing. And since it's something left from our evolutionary development, it's nothing we could easily unlearn. Quite the opposite, actually. We are training it in this moment to do it more and to do it better and to do it in every situation. And while we could blame our brain for just doing normal brain things, the true problem lies somewhere else. Online media right now is basically a boot camp for negativity. Algorithms favor engagement, no matter what the reason for the engagement is. And our brain sees negativity and we want to engage. We want to give our opinion or even words of comfort. It's deeply human. And so when we interact, the algorithm will boost the kind of content and show it to more people who then want to interact as well. While the algorithm in itself hopefully doesn't boost negativity, even though there are some networks where I'm convinced they do, the problem lies in the vicious chain of attention and engagement being an online currency. Not only does it flood our brain with dopamine, but it also often fills bank accounts. And negativity gets the most attention, so it's easily earned attention. Going back to my experience in my main niche and the development that happened there. Why did the mood, or how we say these days, why did the vibe suddenly change? We were in a time of no news about the topic we talked about, and even the biggest creators suffered from low numbers and low engagement. Two creators who anyway already drove the negativity train started publishing videos that rage farmed the community that felt unsatisfied. And their numbers then caused the rest of the community to look into the videos as well, as their reach gave them their street credibility. And other people would even tell each other, "Hey, have you watched this video?" And then the neutral creators, who usually wouldn't engage in this kind of engagement farming, joined into the negativity as well, and suddenly the whole community became survival of the fittest. Then some of the more positive focused creators would join as well. Some kept their positive content, some stopped uploading completely. But not only was it easier to put out rage farming content, it was also harder to put out neutral or positive content because the community had shifted, their tone had shifted. Rage farming content fuels the us versus them mindset, trying to bond the sender of the rage content with the receiver within their negative message. When being on social media, and here I also include video platforms and live streams, and when you almost exclusively consume negativity, and at the same time you spread it with your friend circle and your community, it will change your brain chemistry. The constant state of danger and threat and stress will raise your cortisol levels, that's the stress hormone, and it makes you anxious, thin-skinned, forgetful. And it can even make you act irrational. But it will also cause brain fog, forgetfulness. All these things will then be fueled again by the dopamine that you get through social media. And it's a sad circle. And I have seen creators going down that path with their community because for those who consume the content, the world will seem more bleak and more unsafe as it actually is. The subjective perception only shows the bad things, not the good ones. And the good ones that you see don't feel real. But the spiral of negativity isn't infinite as well. The human brain may look for threats, but it can't exist in a permanent state of stress. It will simply kill itself during the process. High blood pressure, inflammation, a weakened immune system are just some of the side effects if a permanent high cortisol level is present. But also isolation from friends and family that do not want to participate in the negativity spiral. And then especially loneliness, because if you see the world as doomed, why should anyone invest the time in making positive memories with you? The negativity will eat up the space it occurs in. It will consume the kind-hearted and well-meaning people. Then it will meet the people who are already desensibilized or who don't care at all. And then the rage bait won't work anymore and the rage farming has ended. But the space itself is dead. The so-called vibe is bad. And nobody wants to participate in this space anymore. So while rage farming and rage baiting will get you to your destination quickly, by the time you reach your destination, it has already been plundered and burned down. So was it really worth it? As social media these days is a numbers game, and plans and strategies never think about the longevity of their existence or even about building safe and productive spaces. We will not see any changes soon. We will see communities built in good faith and being burned down for quick money. We will see social media gurus spreading these methods to those desperate enough using them. And then we will continue to see our friends and loved ones being consumed by these strategies, getting radicalized or sick in the process. While fighting this in the long run and with the most impact must be done by those providing the algorithms that feed into it, and let's be honest, that won't happen, as that would mean a loss of money. But we can also do our part, and it is easy actually. Don't engage with rage farming. And I know, you are acting against your nature, against evolution. But block any rage bait that you see. Don't share it with anyone. It is the only way we, as a part of the online community, can change something ourselves. Don't try to engage in good faith, because the internet has come too far that we can assume people's content is posted in good faith. Nobody is just asking a question. Here are some more post snippets often used in rage bait posts. There are more, and not all of these are also just used in rage bait posts, but be aware of them so you can spot them easily in the future. And as creators, I get it. You want to get the bag. The creator landscape right now, post-COVID, looks terrible, and we all really suffer. But taking the bag now is only worth it if you don't want to do anything after anymore. Quick money now will ruin your reputation and alienate your viewers. Ultimately, it is your decision, and I'm not in the position to tell you what to do or not to do. Just keep in mind that everything you do has long-lasting consequences for you. Yes, rage bait and rage farming works because we are human, and it is designed to eat us up, use us up, to get our attention and engagement, to earn money. And the only way we can make it stop is by stop being a pawn for it.